share that back and forth, okay?
Okay. And we can start with an opening statement from Coach.
First of all, my opening statement is it's great to see all of you. Most of you who have been here before know that I'm keenly aware for us to continue to grow our game, and especially in Los Angeles, we need you to be here to cover our game and to tell our great stories. We believe we have some great stories to tell, and we are really excited about where we're going as a program, but we need you to help us in order to grow our game. So thank you for being here. I'm really excited for where we're going to go. Right now, we sort of have a few too many, in my mind, hero plays and zero plays. And you see glimpses, especially with these two, but all of our freshmen, man, they're going to be good. We need to be able to play with a little bit more purpose and teamwork on both ends of the floor. But we wouldn't have a lot of hope to do that if I didn't see great competitive natures, great work ethic, and really wanting to play hard out there for each other. So I'm pleased with some of those effort things, and they are growing each game. But in order for us to be ready for what's coming, we're going to have to really grow on the teamwork side and the purpose side, the mental focus side. So that'll come.
And we're open for questions. Please raise your hand, and I'll bring this microphone over to you.
For Kiki and Gabriela, how did it feel to make your UCLA debuts?
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, we've all been looking forward to this moment, my first college game for a long time. So it just felt great to be out there playing in Pauley in front of friends and family, and it was just super exciting to be finally playing.
Snuggle up.
It was really exciting to play in Pauley. I've been watching my brother's games here all the time, and we've been waiting for November 7th and to play in front of the Den, and a lot of my family came out, and so it was really an amazing moment for me, and it was just really exciting.
Cori, what's it like just after 2-3 years to finally be able to get 10 players in a game?
Yeah, I had to learn how to sub again. I think, obviously that's going to be huge for us, and especially as you can tell with the pace of play that we want to play. We want to pick up full court. We want to make people feel uncomfortable, and it was nice to be able to do that again and to be able to demand levels of excellence and say, look, if we don't do certain things, then you're going to come out. And I always have thought that the bench was the best teacher and the best point of accountability, and so it is really nice to have that. Obviously, we're excited to get Izzy back soon and Gina Conti back soon. We're not going to have Angela this year, but just because she's not playing, she's still going to have a huge impact. And so it is really nice to have some more depth, but those three were missed as well.
And then Gabriela, just your debut in and of itself is exciting, but the fact it's a doubleheader and now your brother gets to go a hour here later, just what's that like?
I think it's really amazing. Super cool opportunity, especially for my family all being here. They all have matching shirts out there, so it's really cool to identify them. But I think it's really exciting. I really enjoy watching the men's basketball team. I went to a lot of their games last year, and to have a doubleheader to bring more fans in to watch us is a really good opportunity for the women's basketball team.
I think, just at first definitely was a little bit nervous, first college game. But I think once I started just to settle into the game and do what I need to do out there. And I think I just got confident out there by, driving, kicking. I got a lot of assists early on. And I think that just to see my teammates get going and for everyone to kind of settle into the game, it helped me kind of just focus on, okay, now it's my turn to get going.
12 points, 7 assists in her first game isn't too bad.
First off, Gabriela, I wanted to follow up with your family being there, the support. What did that mean to you? What were you feeling? Any jitters at all?
Obviously, I was a little bit nervous, first game, obviously. But to have my family support me is the best thing. That's my favorite thing is when people come to my games, and I really try a lot to advertise that and get people to come. And so seeing my family there and all their support was truly amazing, and I am very, very thankful for them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for the two of you. You both have become your own names in your own right, but to be playing for these 4 letters and to help grow the women's game, I guess, what do you see in terms of the opportunity that's in front of you both?
Yeah, I think just in the last 5 years, the growth of the women's game has been it's been spectacular. I think now you see a lot of the highest profile college basketball players are on the women's side, and so I think now to be playing at UCLA, to use UCLA's platform and to continue to grow and inspire the younger generation of female athletes is something that's really important to all of us.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing that we can play for UCLA. It's a huge brand worldwide, and to get exposure for many people coming to our games is to grow the women's game is really important, and especially to get to that next level. And I think it starts here in college.
And I just want to just piggyback on that because as a coach, so many people are like, well, are you worried about focusing on name, image, and likeness and opportunities and using the #1 media market in the world to leverage that for their own individual brands? And the answer is no. 2 reasons. They have their priorities in line. It's their education, their basketball, and then, being women and becoming entrepreneurs in college now, I think that is awesome. That's actually just another arm of the educational experience, and their roommates. It's pretty fun. But on top of that, I just think, as long as they put our team first, their education above all, then take advantage of all the things that LA has to offer and UCLA has to offer. And I think it's an awesome opportunity for both these women to not only build their own personal brands, but to impact the people around them.
Cori, you mentioned 12 points, 7 assists, not bad for Kiki. What did you see from her in her first performance?
Well, I thought she had glimpses of, just composure. I think that's one of the things I admire most about her is she never gets too high or too low. And I think she's very cerebral. She's learning constantly. And I love the fact that she's just steady. And it's not dependent on whether her shots go in or if she makes a mistake or not. She's just really steady as that goes. So I think I'm probably more excited about her mentality than even any numbers that are going to show up on a stat sheet. She's really, one of the blessings in disguise maybe of Gina being out just the last couple of weeks is that it's forced Kiki to really step up into a leadership role. And I love to watch her grow from the inside out in terms of understanding how she can influence others, even at a young age. And that's what we need her to do. And that's what she came here to be able to do. And I'm really proud of how she's stepping into that role.
Do you expect Gina to be out for a while?
No, actually, I think she'll be back very soon. She's really close.
Gabriela, just one quick one. I know you were probably busy and Jaime was probably busy, but did you get a chance to talk to him before the game? Did you interact with him at all?
Yeah, I saw him at the practice facility we have in Austin, and I just went in there after our shoot around, and I was just like, let's go, just getting hype right now. And then after the game, I just went up to him and just was like, let's go. I mean, it's really, really amazing opportunity that we get to do this with the men's basketball team.
And what a special thing for their family, right? I mean, just watching them celebrate each other is really cool. I mean, I asked her, I think it was Saturday, I said, what'd you do? Well, I went over and my brother cooked for me and we watched the football game. And I just think they have a really cool relationship and their whole entire family. I was thinking about it before the game. They are like the best hype squad for each other, which is really fun to see. And they just are selfless, it's awesome.
Fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. Yes, that's his favorite meal, and that's, I think, the only thing he knows how to cook, maybe.
Cori, this is your second go around with a highly ranked recruiting class, and you kind of mentioned the highs and lows that you've got to ride with them, but you've also still got one of the top guards in the conference with charisma who played great tonight. Just how do you kind of balance that patience, knowing they're freshmen, they're going to make mistakes, even though it's going to be an evolution process?
Candidly, not very well. I don't balance that extremely well because I just believe so much in them that sometimes I don't have a lot of patience, but I actually don't think they'd want me to. I remember recruiting all of them, and I promised them that age ain't nothing but a number. And you're going to have as much freedom and opportunity as you earn. And so I hold them to a really high standard. They don't want to be coddled. And so I think, honestly, I'm not very patient with them because I just know what's inside of them and I know what they can do. I'm sure there's going to be times where I'm going to need a little bit more patience, but I just think they're competitive and they want me to hold them to the highest of standards. It was really interesting, though, yesterday that you brought that up. Jordan Canada was at practice yesterday. And I asked her after practice, I just said, hey, what do you wish I would have known when you were a freshman? How do you wish, how could I learn from your class to be even a better coach for their class? And it was just interesting. She just talked about, be tough on them. I didn't like it in the moment, but it's what helped us grow and be ready for March. And so we have big things in store and we want to have championship habits and process. And we're not there yet, but I have to have the right balance of struggle and joy so that we can grow into that.
Hi, Cori. I'm just curious what you thought of your overall front court performance. You out-rebounded them 48-28. And obviously there's some question marks coming in, Emily coming back, a couple freshmen, but what do you think of the front court overall?
Well, I was pleased for most of the game with our rebounding. I thought we started a little slow, but then we really got dominant on the glass, and I thought that made a huge difference. I didn't think we were I thought Emily was great, and how fun to see her come back from her injury at such a high level, and she's shooting the ball great. I think she probably is leading our team in three-point shooting throughout all of this lead up in practice and everything. So I'm really pleased with Emily getting that start, and I think that's a big confidence builder for her. I think you saw really great things from, we call her Wally, Christina Iwala, and I think you saw glimpses of what she's going to become. And, right now, she had a lot of reads in there. She was getting double and triple teamed, but, Bryn came in, I thought gave us a lift on the boards, and Cameron always does those little things as well. So I think you saw glimpses, but I also think you saw ways in which we need to grow. But I think while you're growing, you have to control possessions. And rebounding is a way to do that. I said rebound the ball and take care of the ball. And we did those two things. And I think, we are a little bit like this, in some of our habits right now. But while we're growing in those habits, we've got to maintain taking care of the ball and rebounding the ball. So that's got to stay steady for us.
And then one more, I'm curious about the full court press on defense. Obviously, it's kind of easier early in the season against maybe lesser opponents, but
Sure.
Obviously with all the guard depth and everything, do you anticipate that being a big part of your team all season?
I do. I think as long as we can continue to do it with discipline, I think there's a mental fatigue that happens over a course of a game when you're able to put that kind of pressure on people over and over again. And I think that's going to be a really important key for us to keep that tempo high, and also just to not we have really high execution teams in the Pac-12 especially, and that's a way to hide that, is that you make them think about our pressure the whole entire game, and it's a lot harder to execute.
Last question here in the back.
Hi, with this being a season opener, what are some of the key focal points that you looked at for team development in this past season?
As the season opener, I really do want to shout out the crowd. I think this is really a great thing. It's our first true double header in a long time, and what a great way to start the season, celebrating both programs like this. I really went on social media and challenged the Den to show up, the student section, and they did, and really excited and thankful for exposing maybe some new people to our team, and hopefully that will build our fan base moving forward. But I really challenge them in areas that are under their control. One of the activities that we do all the time is we talk about staying in your frame. And if you draw a square and then you draw another square inside of that, and on the outside of that in the margin area is all the outside noise. Maybe it's the nerves, maybe it's the expectations, maybe you miss your first few shots, maybe there's a bad call, but things out of your control. We talk about staying in your frame. In the inner square is your attitude, your effort, your concentration, giving to your team. And the way those play out for us is we try to get 8 kills in a game, which is 3 stops in a row equals a kill. We try to get 75 passion plays. We try to rebound at 40% of our offensive misses and 75% of our defensive misses. And then lastly, we try to not get into the bonus 3 out of 4 quarters, meaning that we defend without fouling. And all those areas are under our control. So that was my total focus going into the game, is stay in our frame. Focus on those things. We're going to have to teach through a lot of mistakes. We're going to have to teach through a lot of new things. But while we're doing that, we have to stay committed at a very high level of those things in our frame.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. We're excited about supporting our men's team today, but really excited about what this team is going to grow into. So thank you so much for helping us grow our game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kiki. Thank you,